Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Audrey Drohan, and I work with the UCD Digital Library. And today I'm talking about collaborative transcription services, which we are using to help expose a wonderful new collection here in UCD Digital Library. Here are the topics I'll be covering, but don't worry, I'm not actually going to be singing them. That would be quite novel. Nano Nagle is the mother foundress of the Presentation Sisters, which were set up in 1775. The tercentenary of her birth will be marked in June 2018 and will include an online publication of 17 of her letters. This collection was brought to us by Principal Investigator Professor Audrey Drohan from the UCD School of Education, who had previously brought us another nun collection called Loretto 1916. Hashtag Nontastic seems to be the official tag on Twitter for describing these nun collections, hence my talk's title. The physical letters are curated in Dublin, Cork, San Francisco, and New York, clocking up an impressive 17,482 kilometres between them. So by digitising the collection and facilitating the virtual reunification of such geographically dispersed material, we can save the researchers quite a bit of air miles and money. So creating a digital collection from Transatlantic archives was challenging enough. We could only scan the ones held in Dublin, and as you can see, even the scans look different from each other because we had different people doing them in the different locations. But this collection is of handwritten material, so we needed to figure out how to unlock the content of what is considered OCR-resistant text. So we started how we normally started. The collection was profiled, digitised, and given rights statements. It was also fully catalogued using authorized names and subject headings and then ingested into our digital repository, Fedora. But the text inside the letter, the content, was still not fully searchable. And as you can see, it's fairly legible-ish. So transcriptions should be relatively straightforward, but we could do with a bit of help. Deirdre and her team were one step ahead of us, and 3 of them had actually done the transcriptions for the letters using Microsoft Word. And so we technically crowdsourced from a population of 3. We've dealt with transcripts before, but not in any kind of elegant way, and not in a way where we could get help from outside the team. So we needed a solution to enable crowdsourcing of transcriptions for this and other collections that we have, and that allowed us to add that content and previously transcribed content to the digital library. Now, the UCD Digital Library has already got quite a complex infrastructure. We have a repository software Fedora in the background, and we've implemented the IIIF framework, which Killian has already described. IIIF allows us to do amazing things with images within the Mirador image viewer, which is the viewer we're using, and the framework also allows us to add value to the content. It starts with the canvas, to which you add the image, and through a manifest, which contains a list of associated resources, you can connect in other things, including transcriptions. Now, we evaluated quite a few transcription technology platforms like Scribe and Transcribus, and we chose to go with FromThePage, as it had some features that really appealed to us, like the export of the transcriptions as TEI. What we needed and what FromThePage provides is the ability to pull content onto the platform, allow users to go from our image viewer Mirador to the content to help transcribe it, and then pull the transcriptions back into our system, which are then preserved as part of our preservation activities. Subsequent users can search the full text in the digital library, download the TEI to reuse for further research, view the transcribed text on the FromThePage platform, and eventually we hope to be able to offer the ability to view the transcribed text within the image viewer itself. And how do we do that? Well, thanks to the interoperability between the 2 systems, we can use one of the IIIF APIs to pull the content into FromThePage and use the FromThePage contribution API to pull the transcriptions back into the digital library. Okay, so we start the whole workflow by ingesting the digital collection into Fedora and publishing online. And at this stage, when you go to Mirador, you'll notice that there's no connection with FromThePage. To add a collection to FromThePage, you go to the platform's dashboard and upload the collection using their import tools. You can load the files directly by uploading PDF or zip files, or in the case of Nano, we were able to use the IIIF manifest for the Nano collection in the digital library to pull the collection into FromThePage. Okay, it's not moving. There we go. Once Nano's letters were uploaded to the FromThePage platform, a small red pencil appears in the Mirador image viewer to let us know that the letters were available to be transcribed. We could also log in directly to the FromThePage platform. Clicking on the red pencil brings you into the FromThePage platform and into the edit view where you can transcribe once you've signed up for an account. As I said, we already had the transcriptions done by Deirdre and her expert team, so for Nano we copied and pasted the transcripts into the editor. We then marked up some of the content as subjects. Here we only focused on people and places, but you can customize what can be marked up. Once that was done, each letter was marked for review, and the digital library team also acted as the editors. So once the collection was reviewed, the needs review box got unchecked, and we moved on to editing the subjects. Let's skip that one. You can go into the subject categories to review them, do further corrections, augment with additional information, and link to other instances within the Nano Nagle letters collection. You can also review the relationships between the subjects and the letters they appear in. Then the marked up transcriptions for the collection of letters were ready to go back into the digital library. You can export out of the content using the FromThePage dashboard. As I already said, we had it set up so that by using FromThePage's contributions API, our repository, Fedora could pull the content back into the digital library once it satisfied the criteria for being complete. Solr can then index the transcriptions for full text searching, and the DEI files become available to download through the letters transcription or descriptive record. So back in the Mirador image viewer, it looks now like this, complete with a blue icon to denote that there was transcriptions available. Currently, to see the transcription and the letters side by side, you have to go back in to FromThePage. And hopefully, as I said, with future developments, you'll be able to see the transcription on the same canvas within the Mirador image viewer. So we may not have used external users for our collaborative transcription service, but we did use expert users. As this is still a pilot service, we were interested to see how we could push a collection through its workflow, and I have to say there were more pros than cons. The big things for us were being able to get the transcribed content back into our preservation system and being able to enable full text searching for the collection. All of this was possible thanks to IIIF and the interoperability between UCD Digital Library and FromThePage. So, in conclusion, crowdsourced transcription platforms are great. We've added other collections to the FromThePage, and even without promoting the fact, people are transcribing this other content. We've learned loads ourselves through the process, and we've had to do quite a bit of technical development ourselves, although the Brumfields who created FromThePage are a great team and are very open to making changes, so long as we pay them, obviously. And Nano's collection of letters have been greatly enhanced by the process and can offer scholars the opportunity to engage in the content in new ways. The collected letters of Nano Nagle, complete with the transcribed text and an accompanying Google Cultural Institute online exhibit, will be available from June 8th this year. Thank you for your attention.